working with the Department of Ed since 2017 here in Oregon, and we were, yeah, actually kind of one of their favorite programs, and we were accomplishing the goals that they had set for that grant funding. And we were in the round for applying for another 2-year biennium. We were awarded the grants, and as you're probably aware, the Department of Education, the folks there pulled those grants. They pulled our grants specifically because we require our staff and volunteers to ascribe to our statement of faith. And so in that, they say, well, you're discriminating and are not eligible for these funds. Every bit of what we've done over the last 6 years has been, well, hey, we don't discriminate in any illegal way. We just make sure, as any cause-oriented organization would do, we make sure our staff and volunteers are aligned with our mission. And our mission is inherently religious. My hope and goal is to not reduce staff, which will reduce access for young people. It felt very much like a punch in the gut, very much out of the blue. We had great working relationships, as I mentioned, with the Department of Ed and this department with their youth development funding. And, they were very aware of our faith perspective. And so when we were awarded the funding, we were happy to continue on with the partnership. And then to have it pulled, and to have it pulled for that reason, really just, I don't know if you've ever experienced the, like, are you serious kind of moments where it's like, how in the world could that happen?
Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The clip I just showed you was put out by Fox. It's about 4 days ago. I came across this article, but I just put it to the side because I wanted to check more into it. And as doing some research today, I decided to make a video on it along with another video that I want to show you guys of what's going on in Denver, Colorado. Let me just minimize this so you guys can see. It says government tries to force Christian ministry servicing at-risk youths to remove its Christian charter suit. Okay. It's about a 4-minute read, but you already heard pretty much what I'm assuming the head guy or one of the founders to this organization is talking about. Okay. Before I continue with all that, last night I went on Lou Valentino's show, and it was just, I wanted to put, like, an opinion of mine. Little did I know that I would have a great conversation with Lou during the live stream, and absolutely during after it was cut off. And also, I was on the phone for at least another couple hours after that with one of his other subs, a really nice, really nice guy by the name of Chris. So I just want to give a shout out to Chris. But what I definitely want to do, is I want to give a shout out to Lou Valentino. I really do, and I want to give a shout out to every single person that has subscribed to my channel since last night. I would have never thought, okay, that I would have got such a heartwarming, great response, and such a big response. I mean, I was at 604 subscribers, and as of this morning, or I should say a little while ago, I'm at over 2,000, and I would have never guessed that I would have got such a response, in all honesty. When I started this channel, I was prepared for that it was going to take time, for for people to like my content and pass it around, and and just let it grow and take it from there. But this boost that I got, and I mean the comments that I've gotten, the messages, the responses, I have been responding to people since last night. And if I tell you, if I think that I've responded to almost every single subscriber, I finger type, so my finger hurts. Okay, so before anybody makes a joke, haha, I already spoke to a friend of mine. They gave me the stupid ass joke, but that's besides the point. And you guys are you're just still subscribing today, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, for subscribing to my channel, for liking my content, for responding, messaging. If anybody knows me, and as the rest of you, all the new subscribers will get to know me, I always thank in the beginning of my videos to all my new subscribers and all my subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. Okay, so if you want to join me on Rumble, also join that channel. And that Rumble has been very good with, as everybody knows, with their freedom of speech. And with the way things are going on, I always try to encourage everybody. You don't have to watch my content on Rumble. I mean, it'd be nice if you did, even though it's the same content. But as far as having a backup and going there, and also showing Rumble some love too, they're the only ones so far that are willing to truly give people their freedom of speech. But I digress on that. My main focus is right now just thanking every single person that has joined my channel, joined this family and movement, and that are still coming, and they're still coming, they're still subscribing, and I truly appreciate it. This video is going to be a little lengthy because there's a couple of things that are very important I need to speak about besides these stories, but we'll get to that in a second. So with that being said, let's get to this story right here. When I was talking to Lou yesterday, I mentioned about the children, about how people should not be afraid to talk about what's going on with the children. Now, in Oregon, it doesn't surprise me, okay, the way an organization could be out there, and a Christian organization at that, trying to help the troubled youth, okay, and all of a sudden, the leftists are going to pull the discrimination card and pull funding from them. Okay, these leftists have no damn shame, man. Okay, they have no shame. Now, I'm going to read this article. It's only about a 4-minute read. So I'm going to read it so you guys get a little more context on top of what the gentleman said in the video. It says a Christian youth ministry group is experiencing financial woes causing irreparable injury after an Oregon government agency conditioned critical funding on whether it would hire people who do not conform to the nonprofit's deeply held religious beliefs, according to the allegations in court. They're saying according to the allegations. I highly doubt a Christian organization is, and this is coming from Fox. I'm not trying to jump on Fox, but as people get to know me, you'll understand a little more how I feel about Fox, but that's besides the point. To make an allegation like that coming from a Christian organization, I don't think that they're out there looking for trouble. I think that if they're out there trying to fight somebody in court, it's for a good reason. Okay? Especially when it's coming to organizations that want to help the youth. Okay? Does it surprise me that Oregon, the state of Oregon, or whoever's in control of Oregon will pull something like this? It doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't. Everybody knows that Oregon is a very left-leaning liberal state. Okay? Although there are a lot of conservatives and right-leaning people, but it's no secret. Seattle, Oregon, I mean, these states, it's like, Portland, I mean, look at what's going on in Portland. But I digress on that also. But for them to come out and tell an organization that they admit has been helping the youth, that since they only want to hire people that have Christian values, and volunteers that have Christian values, to them that's just is discrimination. Why is that discrimination? I mean, in all honesty, why is that discrimination? You'll not hear of a Muslim organization complaining, or I should say, like anybody complaining against a Muslim organization because they won't hire Christians or Jews to intercede in their teachings. You can't say that. And why? Because to them, it's discriminatory. No, you can't do that. They have to do things on their own. Okay? And I'm not trying to knock on the Muslims or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is that, it's just time and time and time again that the leftists always try to find a way to just mess with the Christian community. And this is why I say that the leftists, they keep talking about that they care. No, they do not. They know that this organization, they admitted it, are helping the children out there, but because they don't want to bend the knee to start hiring people that are outside of their religious beliefs, they're saying it's discrimination, and now they're going to start cutting funding from them. It's disgusting. And once again, here are people on the left showing their evil, wicked head once again. But let's continue. It says the Oregon-based Christian ministry group 715 Ministries is currently grappling with a large deficit in its annual budget after the state's education department allegedly stripped its funding due to its religious character. The lawsuit, originally filed by the Alliance Defending Freedom in March, alleged the case wrapped up oral arguments last week and is awaiting a decision from a judge in the case. It felt very much like a punch in the gut, but at Amundsen, I think that's his name, Amundsen, that's how you pronounce it, the executive director of the Christian Youth Mentoring nonprofit, told Fox News Digital, "We were actually kind of one of their favorite programs," he added. So not only is he claiming that they were one of their favorite programs, it makes you wonder even more, like, then if they were one of your favorite programs, why are you doing this? Who has come in charge that are going to look at this organization and all of a sudden just change their mind? And I mean, the answer, whatever answer it's going to be, it wouldn't surprise me, in all honesty. And one more thing before I go any further, I was looking at these two articles here that are within this article. This second one down here, if you guys can get to it, it says Oregon Department of Education paying $1.5 million to train teachers against Western values of individualism. You need to read this article, and there's a short video clip to it. You will be surprised as a school teacher that's speaking out. You will be surprised of what is going on in Oregon in the school system. And once again, like I was talking to Lou yesterday on his live stream, and I was trying to tell people, you should never be afraid to stand up for the kids. Because this is the indoctrination. These are the things that people on the left are doing, okay? And it's right in everybody's face. But anyway, let's continue further. It's where was I? Yeah, right down here. It says 715 Ministry serves at risk youth of all faiths and backgrounds, including those who are incarcerated and expected and parenting teens. It had been granted funds for 6 years before it was abruptly denied over a statement of faith expected of its staff. What's the big deal? Just because they're telling the staff, listen, you need to be Christian faith based, because we are here trying to help people. We are here trying to lead people out of the chaos, and not just people, children, kids, okay? And you would think, once again, that the powers that be in Oregon will be like, you know what you're doing is good, but they won't. But let Planned Parenthood ask for funding in Oregon. Oh my God, the billions of dollars that they'll donate to that organization just so they can have teens abort their babies. That's okay. Okay? Just so they can teach the youth and talk to them about their pronouns and transgender feelings. That's okay. Because to them, that's, what they call it, trans-affirming care or something like, or whatever the case is. But these kids and this organization, same kids, probably in the same scenarios, but since it's a bunch of Christians that are saying, you know what, we want Christian-based people here because we feel this, and this, that's not good enough. No, we're going to cut your funding. You don't deserve it. But let's continue. It says the ministry required all board members, employees, and volunteers to be authentic followers of Christ. The ADF argue that as a religious organization, it has the legally protected right to prefer members of its own faith as employees and volunteers. Exactly. The ADF based it on Supreme Court rulings, including one which said the government cannot interfere with a religious organization's selection of those who will personally personify its beliefs. Now, this is the Supreme Court that is saying this. This is the Supreme Court that's making the rule of the land. But when it comes to the left, they don't care what the Supreme Court says. It's either their way or it's not their way. It's either you don't believe in God, or if you do believe in God, you're no good to us. This is how wicked and evil people on the left are. This is how wicked and evil a lot of these leftist organizations are, if not all of them. Okay, but let's continue. It says we were awarded the funding, we were happy to continue on with the partnership, and then to have it pulled for that reason, I mean, it was like, how in the world could that happen? Amundsen said. It's true. Amundsen added he still doesn't know how he is going to fill the financial gap going into the next fiscal year. My hope and goal is to not reduce staff, which will reduce access for young people. He said, I've had a variety of emotions related to that. And probably the best thing I can say is, now it feels like we're very unappreciated. And I could understand where he's coming from that, okay? And it's not that they're unappreciated. So I hope that he would get that out of his head. It's not that they're unappreciated. He is dealing with evil people on the left that they've been trying to, and they keep doing it, taking God out the equation. They are after the children, and they will do it in any way, shape, or form, in any organization, by hook or by crook. That's what it is. It's not that they're unappreciated. It's that they're doing good work. They're doing God's work, and that is not good for the left. They don't want the youth to believe in God. They don't want the youth to believe that there are people out there that can lead them away, okay, from the enemy and into God's loving hands. Okay? And the organizations that should be shut down are the leftist organizations. But they don't. They cheer them on, they keep giving them what it is they want, and they frown upon anybody else. I wonder if this was a Muslim organization doing the same thing, if they will cut the funding for them. And I truly mean that. I'm truly asking that question. Okay? But if I had to guess, something tells me no. But anyway, let's continue. Amundsen said he is dipping into the nonprofit reserves to ensure that his staffers aren't laid off and the local youth are not turned away due to lack of resources. And let me go back because I skipped it over here. It says, it feels like we're very unappreciated, that our hard work has been basically tossed into the trash simply because they disagree with our faith perspective. And that's what it is. They don't believe in God, they're a bunch of atheists, and they don't care about the youth. That's it. That's the left's MO. But anyway, skipping over what I just read. We're in the middle of dealing with this right now. The amount of the grants was over 10% of our budget. And so to have that pulled, obviously we have to go about funding in a different way, he said. We've had to spend $187,000 in reserves to keep the programming at present. That's a lot of money, you know. And with all the chaos that the left in Oregon are spending money on, you would think that this would be a drop in the bucket for them. But once again, they don't care. They really don't care. They want your vote, and then they kick you to the side. But anyway, defendants for the first time decided to prohibit faith-based organizations from participating in the program if they prefer members of their own faith as employees and volunteers, the lawsuit said. This new rule led the defendants stripping 715 ministries of over $400,000 in grant awards just because the Christian ministry expects its employees and volunteers to share its religious beliefs and mission. What's wrong with that? Jeremiah Gallus, senior counselor at the ADF, said the Supreme Court 3 times in a period of 7 years had to tell state officials you cannot exclude religious organizations from your programs just because they're religious. But unfortunately, we see officials like the officials here in the state of Oregon who continue to push back and test those boundaries and try and find other ways to exclude religious organizations. It's wrong. This is a situation where the state of Oregon did partner with the 71.5 for 6 consecutive years. No one disputes that 71.5 admirably, so I always get that word wrong, fulfill the purposes of the grant program, that they're doing good work for the youth. And so just to say because you're religious, because you have a religious staff, somehow that keeps you from helping kids. The First Amendment doesn't allow that. Our Constitution doesn't permit that. And this is one of the things that I was bringing up when I was talking on Lou's show yesterday. That the people on the left, they use the Constitution and its laws and rules to go against the Constitution and its laws and rules. And this is a perfect case of what they're doing. Okay? They know that they cannot step on the First Amendment rights of this organization, but they'll go and word it and say that they're discriminating. You see how they do this? They're split-tongued snakes, man. That's how they do it. But let's continue and finish this off. It says, at the end of the day, this isn't just a violation of 71.5 constitutional rights, which is bad enough, but it's actually hurting youth in Southern Oregon who are not able to access these services. 71.5 is not able to expand its program to help more kids, and that's a tragedy, Gallus added. We at ADF want to make sure that 71.5 is not excluded from any future grant programs and that no other religious organizations suffer the same religious discrimination as 71.5 I guess they meant to say as 71.5 has. Now here's the thing. It's good to put out that statement, and I agree 100%. But you're not going to find another religious organization besides Christians that are going to suffer something like this. I guarantee you won't. Christians, Christian groups, Christian organizations, churches, they are always under attack by people on the left. Always. You never hear Jewish organizations under attack. You never hear Muslim organizations under attack. And no offense towards Jews and Muslims, I'm just saying, these are facts. Christian organizations are always under attack by the left. Always. Okay? I mean, look at when they were trying to pass mandates against I forgot that the group of nuns, something to the effect that they had to adhere to whatever law about contraception or whatever the case is. Why were they under attack? They didn't go after the Jews for that. They didn't go after the Muslims for that. Only Christians, only Catholics. Okay? But this is one of the things that the left do. They just keep going after Christians. And more so, they're going after kids. You know, if they're doing such good work, why are they going after the kids? Why are they taking away funding? Why are they coming out with something that, in all honesty, could be like, you know what? No, this is not about discrimination. This is about helping the youth. Damn the politics. Damn the discrimination that people think that they're engaging in. Okay? That's their religious right. If they want to hire people that align with their religious beliefs, that is their religious, constitutional, and godly right. But they won't do that because they're wicked and evil. But anyway, that's what I got to say about this story right here. We're going to jump into the next story of Denver, but I just want to say a couple of things real quick. I want to thank Bertha Seraphin last night for the donation. She was one of the subscribers that came over from Lou's family. And again, I just want to thank everyone for joining my family. Okay. Another thing is, I'm going to leave a link in the description. If anybody knows why I started my channel, it was to do things in order to help women with cancer and stuff like that. And if there's any way that I can, find a way to make money and stuff like that by being monetized, by selling my merchandise, I've said that I was going to take a very large portion of that and do the best I can in order to help people. So I have a friend, and there's a link in the description. There's a GoFundMe. If you guys can copy and paste that link, into your browser and check it out. She went to the doctor, and the doctor basically messed up, and now she's in a wheelchair. Okay, so her and her fiance, her husband, I should say, they started a GoFundMe. They're trying to raise like $8,000. I believe it's for some like medical expenses, um, and something else. I didn't read right through it. I spoke to her on the phone, but I just wanted to get the word out. So I put a link down. So if anybody could go to that, okay, and find it in your heart if you can help them out. And also, if you could find a way to go to this organization that I'm doing this story on and help them with donations, do it. Okay, because these kids need it also. Okay, the one thing about patriots, the one thing about people on the left that the left doesn't like, is that we're going to help each other. Case in point, everybody from Lou's family last night and Lou Valentino that helped me to get all the subscribers that I've gotten and that I'm still getting. And that's how we got to stick together. Okay? So I just want to throw that in just so you guys can go at the end of the video and check it out. So the next story we're going to jump to, okay, and it's by Redacted. I don't know if anybody knows their channel, but we're going to switch to that, and is what Denver, Colorado is doing once again by basically doing the left's bidding and not caring about the people in Colorado. But let's get to that right now. Here we go. So here's the clip I'm going to play. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play up into a certain point, but I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can watch it in its entirety because it's about 17 minutes long. But pay attention to this about what's going on. Here we go.
You had to look up sanctuary city in the dictionary. Which city would you choose as the model? As the perfect example? The shining city on a hill. In other words, which American city is the shining standard for how to bring in tens of thousands of illegal immigrants, basically rip apart city resources, take money from the citizens who live there, and then give it to other people? Well, that city...
I was going to say you would think it'd be San Francisco. That's what like if you had to ask me what I would guess it would be San Francisco. But I'm assuming I'm wrong.
I've kind of maybe already given it. What do you guys think in the chat room? You guys let me know in the comments below. Just what do you guys think it is? Off the top of your head, if you had to say San Francisco is a good guess. I would have probably thought Chicago. I would have, or maybe New York City. Maybe Portland. I don't know. Take your pick.
I was going to say Seattle, Portland.
Let me just jump in real quick. It's funny that he said Portland, and I just finished talking about Oregon. You see how this is, but let's continue. Let's go.
Portland's full.
Yeah.
We're full here.
Well, the answer is, drum roll, it is Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado right now. It's actively promoting itself as the model sanctuary city. Right there on City Hall, put up a Denver loves immigrants. And they want to show off how much they've and how well they've done it, so that other American cities can also look at to destroy their own way of life in their own cities.
Yeah, right.
Look to Denver. And now, and I wish I was making this up. I really do. But no, the city of Denver, home to my mom. I go to Wheat Ridge, Colorado and visit my grandparents. Loved my time in Denver. They've created a new handy guide right now for other cities to teach them how to become a sanctuary for illegal border crossers. That's right. Denver has put out a handbook. The guide is titled Newcomer's Playbook, a guide to welcoming newcomers into your city. And its authors say they are thrilled to offer their guide on how to plan and implement a sanctuary city.
I think the fuck not.
This is the Denver Playbook. Take a look at this. This is right from their website, Newcomer's Playbook, a guide to welcoming newcomers into your city. You can read all of the different sections if you want. And we're going to go through a few of them here so you understand what's in this playbook.
Pay attention.
Kind of crazy. So let's take a look at this. This is the Denver Playbook Introduction. Welcome to the city and county of Denver's Newcomers Playbook. We are thrilled that you're interested in creating a welcoming environment for migrants in your city. As part of Denver's welcoming approach, we use the term newcomers to refer to migrants. I love that. They literally have that in the second sentence here in the introduction paragraph. As part of Denver's welcoming approach, we use the term newcomers to refer to migrants.
Figures.
And I love that they put it in quotes too, by the way. Like, we really want you to know we don't call them illegal immigrants or migrants.
Well, it's so ridiculous too, because they're painting it like those of us that are like, we don't want illegal immigrants. People love immigrants. I mean, this country is full of immigrants. That's all. We're all part, like my family are immigrants. We're all for immigrants, but it's illegal. And the thing is, they're trying to paint this as everyone coming here is an immigrant that is coming here because they're seeking
Legally.
sanctuary, and that if you're against it, you are a racist. And so now they're painting it as this rosy newcomers, these poor immigrants that have had a rough life, which some of them have. Nobody is denying that. But for them to paint everybody that doesn't believe the same thing as being racist and everything, that's the part that drives me insane.
Yeah,
and you know what? And I agree with that 100%, because when people come here and they're applying for their status and all that in order to become, a legal resident, a legal citizen of the United States, they put them through these through these tests and all that, to find out, to see where their allegiance is going to be, and to see if they're going to do the right thing. They're going to be productive citizens of society and stuff like that. What Denver is doing is nothing short of, in my opinion, of treasonous. Okay. And it's not surprising. And you would think, with all the chaos that's going on, you would think with all the people in Denver that are complaining, the constituents, the citizens of Denver, the citizens of the United States, that that keep telling them, we don't want this. They just keep finding ways to keep implementing it more and more and more. They don't freaking care. It's just like Brandon Johnson in Chicago. No matter how many council meetings they have, no matter how many citywide meetings that they have where everybody comes in and has to say what they has to say, he just he's dumb at them, like, yes, okay, but they still continue doing what they're doing. They're not listening. And this is why the left is losing so bad. And all they're doing is setting up all these a big portion, not the illegals that are coming in to commit crimes, because they've already set their bones for failure. Okay, they're going to be the first ones to go. But they are setting up a lot of illegals for failure by doing this, because all they're going to do is waste more taxpayer money when Trump comes in and starts getting rid of them. But let's continue.
you're a racist, you're a xenophobe, if you won't welcome these newcomers into your backyard, into your country, that are going to tax your city's resources. This playbook is a guide divided into two sections, it writes, offering recommendations and strategies for successfully integrating newcomers into your city. Since December 2022, Denver has welcomed and assisted nearly 42,000 newcomers from the United States southern border, providing them with essential services and resources.
Of course.
Our efforts include helping people with onward travel as needed, offering temporary shelter, facilitating the search for permanent housing, providing vital support in terms of medical and mental health care, work authorization, legal assistance, school enrollment, and more. Do you guys get those same services?
Nope.
Do you get free medical care?
I don't
Do you
even have
get
medical care.
free work, legal assistance? No, you don't. But if you were an illegal immigrant or a newcomer, you get all those services. So let's go through the report a little bit here. In step one, you're going to meet with key state and city agencies. So this is what they're going to hand out to other cities. Here's what you want to do. You want to make sure you're setting up and documenting or log existing community partners in the areas of support, schedule weekly meetings, organize stakeholder meetings based on relevance and category, create groups or sheltering provider work groups to discuss challenges, updates, create a mechanism to meet collective feedback from the community. It's a lot of resources, right?
You know, it's funny they said to collect feedback from the community. They've been collecting feedback from the communities in a lot of these blue states. They don't care what the communities are saying. The feedback from the communities they're talking about, in my opinion, is how many can we sneak into the communities and set up resources where if anybody tries to fight back, we have the money and the resources to hold them down, to basically shut them up. Okay, that's just the way I see it. Because you don't need feedback from the communities. Okay, the communities are speaking, and they're speaking loud. In Chicago, in New York, in California, even in Colorado, and different places, people are speaking up saying, we don't want this. So for Denver to come out and say that we're going to be the the front runners of this, and we're going to start, putting out a playbook to teach other cities what to do. It's like, no, you don't have that right to do that. But it's not Denver that's doing it. We all know this. Okay, let's not be naive. This is coming from the leftist Biden regime and the powers that be. But let's continue.
Step 2, you really want to make sure you have all the following needs in place: the feeding and the food and the available shelter, the length of the stay for the families, onward transportation. If they want to go someplace else, do you have buses that can take them there? They want to maybe visit a park?
Yeah.
Do you have, you need to have a single point of entry and a reception, an intake center. Identify a location with enough space and amenities. Make sure they've got restrooms and seating and access to water and snacks. Determine the staff and the hours of operation. Determine public health needs, other nursing support. Set up health screenings for those who are ill that need vaccinations. Provide donations. Insert donations like clothes, shoes for everyone. And I love this. Here's the flow chart.
Now, I'm going to stop it right here for lack of time. And like I said, I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can watch the whole thing. This right here, I don't know if anybody can see this. It shows a pathway of how they start. Okay, and if they'll start with what's to say here, greet the arrivals, onward travel, yes, and then they'll go and take these steps to help them. If they say no, okay, this is what caught my eye right here. It says, remind the new arrivals, okay, of remind the new arrivals of cost of living in Denver, the weather. And this is what hit me right here. Camping ban. Meaning that if they don't decide to take this route, they decide to take this route. If they say no, they don't want to take this route. You gotta let them know of what they're gonna be up against, and they need to find out if there's a camping ban. Okay? Wherever it is that they're gonna go. In other words, just like I said, they're setting them up for failure. So if they come out and say, no, I don't want to stay in Denver and do it, they're going to say, okay, well, where would you like a bus ticket where you're going to go? I don't know, Saskatchewan. Okay, we'll give you a bus ticket to go there, but if you don't find a place to stay, you need to find out where you can camp outside. Because if there's a camping ban, that's going to hinder you even more. Do you see how they don't give a flying rat's ass? This is one of the sickening problems with the left. Instead of saving the billions of dollars, and they're going to say it costs millions, but no, it's going to cost billions, and just sending these people back, no, they set them up for failure. And in many places, Colorado, New York, Chicago, don't take my word for it, I'm sure all of you know, that's all you see is a bunch of illegals camping out in the street. Setting them up for failure. But yet they say that they care about them. That it's our fault, okay, because we're the racists, that they're living out in the street. I never invited anybody to come over. I'm sure 80% of America never invited so many people to come over illegally. But this is the way they're going to waste taxpayer money in Denver, in Colorado, okay, just to set people on their merry way and tell them, just be careful and make sure you know about the weather and where you're going to be going, and if there's going to be a camping ban, in case you don't find a place to stay. Like if you go to New York and New York says no, or you go to Florida and Florida is definitely going to say no, we're not going to give you anything. Just make sure you find out about the weather and where you're going to be able to camp out. I'm telling you, people, it's just mind-boggling of how diabolical these people are that are running these organizations, that are running this government, this regime. It's pathetic. And I hate to say it, but if Denver gets their way, if you think in any of these blue states that are fighting back, if you think this is over, it's not over by a long shot. Denver is setting up to just take more taxpayer money, and it's going to be statewide, okay, especially in the blue states, and just to push more people in. And my thing is this: out of all the states, out of all the blue states, all the sanctuary states that want to do this, who set Denver up to take the lead on this? And why? Where are these illegals going to start coming from where they feel they're going to have such a big influx that they need to organize something like this? I mean, if they're blocking the border in Texas, does that mean, I don't know, there's going to be a big surge coming in from Canada, which is probably, if my geography is right, closer to Colorado? Or are they going to be flying them into Colorado? Makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, and people need to keep aware and find out what's going on. Keep a close ear to the ground and make sure you know what's going on. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around, give it a thumbs up. If you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App, to my merch store. Here's one of the shirts. I don't have any more long sleeves. All I got is short sleeve, black and gray. If you want to buy one, it's great. I mean, they feel great. They're great on the skin. Really good material. And if you want to help support, like I said, my friend, there's a link for her GoFundMe in the description. Also, if you want to go back and help out that Christian organization in Oregon, please do so. The kids need help. Okay, pass it around. We gotta start doing our part, Patriots. Okay. Again, I want to thank Lou Valentino, all my subscribers, that before I got, you know, the new addition of family members that came in. Please go to Lou Valentino's channel, show him some love, join his channel. Okay, he's a great guy. He's doing a lot of great footwork in New York, especially in my hometown of the Bronx, and is truly appreciated. And remember, people, you gotta, when this time comes, you know, come November, it's gonna come fast. You gotta get out there and you gotta vote. Plain and simple. And not just in the presidential election, whatever elections there are in your communities, the more you can oust out these leftists and bring in a Republican, a true American patriot, okay? Bring them in. Vote out the old, bring in the new. Plain and simple. Okay, plain and simple. And remember, people, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the children in this country, keep praying for Donald Trump, and keep praying for each other. Peace.